All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Schilling Beer Company, and they're out of Littleton, New Hampshire, and this is their Indikator. So they are calling this one a Foeder-Lagered Doppelbock that comes in at 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, this can is just under 6 weeks old, so it's been a while since I've reviewed something from Schilling on the channel, and they do the old world styles incredibly well here in the US. And I walked into my local bottle shop recently, saw this one in the cooler, and I was like, yeah, we got to give it a go. Now, I know that they've released this one in the past. I never got a chance to get my hands on it, so here we are reviewing it, and I will say, when it comes to the Doppelbock style, it's one of my favorite German styles, and now you lagered in an oak foeder, and sign me up. That's all I gotta say. Sign me up. We're gonna crack that open, get in the glass, and see what we got going on here. So, really excited about this one. I'm hoping it is everything that I want it to be. Give it a pour here. It's looking beautiful. Go a little bit more aggressive here at the end. Try to generate a nice head. Something like that. Maybe a little bit too aggressive? No. Perfection. Not really, but it looks awesome. So in the glass, yeah, that looks beautiful. 100%, that looks beautiful. Has this nice like chestnut, color. There's brown, sort of like almost caramel and toffee, colors in there. Mahogany. Yeah, it looks beautiful. On camera, it's probably just gonna be look like a dark brown and dulled out, but it is what it is. Hold up the light. Yeah, I mean, the clarity's there. When you hold it up to the camera, not as much. Hold up to light, yeah. I can see the shadow of my hand. It is a darker lager, so, I can definitely, it's not, the clarity's not amazing or anything, but yeah, it looks beautiful. Has about a 2-finger of this straight up khaki colored head, maybe even to like more of a, maybe darker khaki. It does look really like creamy. It looks like the top of like a hot chocolate, especially since it's starting to kind of dissipate. It's leaving the where the like lacing already, which is amazing. But yeah, that looks like a beautiful beer, honestly, just beautiful. Let's get a nose. Jesus, yes. Oh my God. So it's rich, it's deep, it's decadent, but it's light on its feet yet in the aroma. So there's a lot of like caramel toffee, dark fruits, brown bread, a lot of malt goodness at the right off the rip. I'm getting a touch of that oak, and it almost has like a slight coconut, like toasted coconut. I sometimes get that, in oak barrels and bourbon barrels and whatnot. Getting in here a little bit of like a toasted coconut, even like a cocoa, just a slight cocoa as well. That brown bread with the dark fruits is almost giving me like a dark raisin bread kind of vibe. Like you drizzle it with a little bit of caramel and toffee. Well, caramel mostly. Oh, gee. I just want to sit here and smell this fucking beer. This is wild how good this smells. A little bit of even like a molasses in here. A slight sulfury like kind of funk thing going on. Doesn't smell like 8%. Maybe a touch of like I'd say like a grassy, almost floral kind of hop character. Very slight. If this tastes as good as it smells, I'm in for a fucking treat. Let's get into it. Prost, everyone. That's fucking wild. Oh my God. Oh. Am I just picking good beers early on here in 2024? Because, listen, I'm not going to say this is a 5 out of 5 yet, all right? It's not an automatic 5 out of 5 at that first sip like another beer I already reviewed this year. But I feel like I'm picking good beers. Now, I am, drinking a lot of like foeder-aged or foeder-lagered beers. Not a lot, this is the first one, but I was going to say like oak, bourbon barrels, things of that nature, barrel-aged beers in general. So I think that kind of skews it because I love the style and a lot of them are delicious. This is even better than I anticipated. And I was anticipating a good beer because it's fucking Schilling, right? Buying this, while it's like 8%, so it's like higher side to medium, right? it's still somewhat light on its feet. And I said that about the aroma, but something about this is like, it's rich, it's decadent, you know, it's a bigger beer, even in the body, but still it just drinks much easier than you anticipate based on everything going on. So I love the body. The mouthfeel, it has a nice crispness to it. It's moderately carbonated. It's very smooth on the palate, so the mouthfeel is nice. The taste is everything I said in the nose, but I'm getting a little bit more of that like foeder. There's a little bit more oakiness and a little bit more character just from that foeder itself. Forefront. It's again darker brown bread, almost like a roasty. It's more of a toasted brown bread. Like it's almost if you took like a dark raisin bread, right, and you toasted it up a little bit. That's kind of what I'm getting at the forefront because it's dark fruits. It's a brown bread. It's toasty. It's beautiful. There's a little bit of like underlying caramel and toffee. It's more prominent in the nose, but in the taste a little bit less. Passes through. I get a little like a touch of a cherry, like a sweeter cherry, not like a dark cherry, but more like a sweeter cherry. Maybe even a touch of like a plum as well. Really nice. The dark fruit's more like I can discern it a little bit more from just saying, you know, like a dark raisin bread, right? The second half of the palate is where that foeder kind of imparts its flavors. And again, it's toasted coconut. It's a little bit of vanilla. It's definite oak. There's an oak tannin dryness. Now, I will say, after having a couple sips, the one thing going to stop this from me giving it a 5 out of 5 for sure is it's a little bit more dry on the palate. And again, it's more of that perceived like oak tannin dryness. And I don't love that. So this is like, I would say semi to full on dry. And it's very oak tannin driven for me on the palate. So it knocks it down a little bit. That's like the one issue or the main issue I have with this beer. And it's not really that big of a deal because it's fucking delicious. It's just, you know, when you're picking it apart and you're talking about potentially giving a beer a perfect score, there's certain things that, you know, you have to take into consideration, and that kind of dryness from the oak tannins or perceived oak tannins is something that will stop it from getting a perfect score. Some mild bitterness here as well. And again, the hops are more of like a grassy floral, maybe a touch of like a spiciness. And again, with everything going on, that spiciness is almost giving me like a rye spice. So like it would almost be like that dark raisin bread that I was talking about. But if instead of using a generic dark brown bread or just a brown bread, you were using like a darker rye bread. That's kind of where it lands for me. I'm gonna pour the rest in here. This is gonna be a good night. 8%, definitely a big warming in the chest. Like you can definitely, you know, feel this is a big like warm beer. And they released this one basically in the middle of December, and this is a great sipping beer for the wintertime without question. What else is there to say about this one? No astringency on the palate, so while this is warming and boozy, it's more in your chest, so it kind of, you know, warms you up with each sip. This is a fucking delicious Foeder-Lagered Doppelbock. It does not surprise me because it is Schilling, and it doesn't surprise me at all because I've had a lot of beers from them now. Well, a handful of them, more than that. But they just make great beer, and this is everything I wanted it to be, and then some. I really didn't think it was going to be as good as I mean, I don't know why I thought that it wouldn't be. I mean, they make fucking great beer. I just want to drink all of this on camera. I will not. I want to savor the rest of that over the next half an hour or so, but because it's a lager, it's very clean too on the palate, but it makes it infinitely more drinkable. Like it's just, you can tell it's a lager. So it's like, yeah, man, this is so easy to drink. It's one of those beers where it's complex. There's a lot of depth to the flavor, but you also can just crush the shit out of this if you really want to. I could take this down in like 5-10 minutes. I don't want to, but I could. Anyway, rating on the Indikator from Schilling, 4.75 out of 5 all fucking day long, sons. And I love the artwork on this one. I'm definitely keeping this can. I might have to go behind me on the pretentious wall of bottles and cans. I love the label of this. This is probably my favorite label from them. I love the darker color, but I just love everything about this. Man, such a fucking cool label. And it's a great beer, so that helps a little bit. Price point availability, $5.99 a can. Is that pricey? Sure. Do I care? Nope. It's 4.75 out of 5. So, you know, $6 for that can. Yeah, fucking all day. You know, it's lagered in oak foeders. Like, you know, it's 8%. It's Schilling, it's quality, it's delicious, I don't care. Might be a little bit cheaper, a little bit more expensive wherever they get distribution, and they do say on the can, so I don't know if this is their full distribution, but it does say deposit in Vermont, Maine, Massachusetts, New York, and Connecticut, and also Michigan. So it's 5 cents to deposit the can here. In all of the states except for Michigan, it's 10 cents. So that is what? That's 6 states. Maybe they make it into some other states. I don't know. I just know Schilling makes fantastic beer. Go to their website, check out their beer finder, see if you can find their stuff. I fucking love them. I love Schilling. I need to review more from them, and I will this year. But this was the one that kind of spoke to me when I was picking up beer recently, and I'm so happy I picked this one up. It's fucking divine. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. 4.75 out of 5 all day. Can't wait to drink the rest of this. And I say I'm going to drink it over the course of half an hour, but I'd be bored like 10, 15 minutes. We'll see. Anyway, till the next one. Prost.